Sunday, June 24th, 2018. This is Justin Castelli. This is all about your Benjamins and your weekly mixtape and weekend review. This is actually for the June 23rd weekly mixtape. As you can see, I'm not in my usual setting. I'm at the beautiful Monarch Beach Resort in Dana Point, California for the Evidence-Based Investing Conference, West Coast version. And yesterday was a family day, so I didn't get a chance to get this recording out, but did not want to skip this week, so we're doing it early Sunday morning. So a little bit quieter, trying to wake people up, but I'm also going to keep this one a little bit quicker so we can get to the day. We're going to head to the beach before the conference starts today. Be sure to check the blog and follow along on Twitter if you're interested. I'm going to be trying to write a summary every day of the day's events at the conference, and then also live tweeting what these bright minds in the finance world have to say. So very excited about this conference, very excited about seeing some of my friends from Twitter and learning a lot over the next couple of days. So with this episode being short, let's get to it. This week, the Dow Jones, everybody's favorite index, fell 2%, or a little over 500 points. No one really knows why markets do what they do. There's plenty of people who claim that they do, and you can find reasons that may match with the market going down, but no one really knows. But we're attributing this week's decline a lot to the talks of tariffs and trade wars continuing to go on. So that's been a reoccurring theme over the last couple of weeks, and it continues on. That's what may be the main reason for sparking the market to go down some. Sure, there's other reasons as well, but that's the main one that seems to be the consensus on Wall Street. Secondly, speaking of the Dow, General Electric, GE, one of the bellwethers of our American economy, is actually getting booted out of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And booted is the appropriate term because it's being replaced by Walgreens Boots Alliance. I think it's kind of funny that Walgreens is replacing GE with the booting verbiage, but I am a little surprised at the company replacing GE, not so surprised to see GE getting kicked out. Since the recession, GE has had a tough time kind of refocusing its efforts. They're a very diversified business, all over the place with what they owned. They spun things off and tried to trim things up, but just never really kind of got it going in the right direction, and its stock price has really suffered. So with the stock price suffering and going down as much, that gets it removed from the index. Shouldn't be a big deal from an investment standpoint. GE shares didn't even really get a big hit with that news, but that's the next big thing in the market this week is Walgreens. To my surprise, don't know what I would have replaced it with, but I wouldn't have picked Walgreens, is replacing GE on the Dow Jones Industrial Average this week. And speaking of the Great Recession and GE, the Fed released a report this week saying that all the U.S. major banks passed a stress test that if there was a big recession, a big downturn in the market, they would be able to continue lending and continue business as usual. So stress testing was something that happened a lot coming out of the recession because the banks had so much trouble, with the goal of preventing needing to bail out banks in the future. So everybody passed the stress test, had the right amount of reserves, so that is a good sign going forward. And finally, we've talked a lot recently about the labor market and how the tightening of the labor market is influencing, or at least giving the Federal Reserve signals on what they need to do to keep inflation where they want it to be. Well, this week we got another report about jobless claims, and they were 218,000 jobless claims with an expectation of 221, so they did better than expectations. I think I saw that jobless rate is at 3.8%, very low rate. So it looks like the labor market is continuing to improve and getting tighter, but that is a thing to watch when it comes to inflation. So it's been a recurring theme throughout these weekend reviews. I thought I would bring that up since we got some new numbers. Well, that is it for this week's weekly mixtape. I told you I was going to keep it short and sweet. Those are the main things that I think we want to talk about this week. Be sure to check back, again, as I write about the Evidence-Based Investing Conference. It's a great conference, a lot of good information, a lot of great people here. I'm excited again, like I said. I'm always amazed by the writing that goes on in my profession, the financial blogosphere on FinTwit. So be sure to check out the posts below. It's amazing that this type of writing is for free. We're very lucky, very fortunate to live in a time where we get this type of content for free. So make sure you check them out. I put a few extra to make up for the shorter video. So with that, I will let you enjoy your weekend. We're going to head to the beach, and I'll see you next week. Have a great one.